What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Sunday watch list. This week should be a pretty interesting week as we do have a lot of economic data, some important economic data as well. On Wednesday is going to be the big day. We have CPI, we have FOMC. CPI is just a big a big report that tracks how inflation is doing. PPI is another another economic report that does track how inflation is doing, more so for the wholesalers. So for CPI, they're expecting 3.4. Anything higher may be a little bit bearish. Lower could be a little bit bullish. So we'll see how those numbers come out. Same thing with PPI. They're expecting 2.2. Anything higher may be bad because it means that inflation could be rising. And then the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Friday we have consumer sentiment at 10 a.m., 7 a.m. Pacific. Something to just always be aware of. And sometimes going into the FOMC meeting, things could be slow and choppy. So maybe Tuesday or Monday, one of those days could be choppy because of the anticipation going into these events. So just something to be aware of, knowing when and when not to be risk off. But if the setup is there, it's the setup is there. You're still able to take the setup. Going into this week, if you watched last week Sunday watch this, I was looking at the reversal from here and was looking for a push back up to highs after this trend had broke. And we got the push right back to highs. So coming into this week, I see a potential reversal again if because this trend line is no longer starting to hold up. And we're starting to get some rejections here around this 536 to 537 area. We do see some rejections. Another important level to watch is going to be this area here that holds as supply back here and demand here. So we're in the middle of these two zones, and I am going to be paying attention to bounces or break and retest off of these zones. Anything below 531, we should have a clean move down to 529, and then this 527. Anything that gets really aggressive below that, it's 524.7, 525 area. So those are my targets to the downside. If we do start to break below this area and we get weak, those are my targets to the downside. Definitely will be paying attention to this to this area up here, this 536, 537, for potential rejection or a break and retest back above. So that is my game plan with SPY. Fairly simple. Another level to pay attention to is a previous all-time high here, 534. 534. That does have a big rejection back here. So we want to see if we hold or stay above this level. For the most part, though, the bottom zone down here and this upper zone right here is where I will be looking to take trades off of for the following week. Let's look at QQQ real quick. I do like this QQQ chart a little bit more than SPY. So we have this previous all-time high here. That's also demand here as it held up. And if we draw the trend line out from the low to this higher low, let me do it on an hourly time frame. Start from here to there. You can see that we are starting to break a little bit below that trend line, right? But this zone that we have here could play as demand. So if it holds up the zone and starts to bounce off that area, it could give us room back into the highs at 465. Let's go to a 5-minute time frame to really get this level down. Looks like it's this whole area right here, really. 464.6 to 465.7. So this area up here, I will be paying attention to for rejects, for rejections. Looks like a potential head and shoulders could start to form. Left head, and then if we get another rejection up here, that's what I'll look for, a potential move back down. Anything below the 460.5 gives us nothing but room back down to really like the 455 area, really. 455, and then before that, like the 458. But yeah, anything below 455 too, it's gonna move back down to 452, and then these lows down here. That's if things get aggressively weak. I'm not, we'll see. If it breaks below that level, I'm just looking for a move down to here. Anything back above the all-time high, then we start pushing higher, right? Also on the daily chart on SPY and QQ, we did get a bearish candle close. But if, like I said, if this area holds here, if this area does hold the 460.4 to 461.5, if that area does hold, then we could start pushing higher. So just something to be aware of and levels to watch out for. Apple is a name that's just been showing a lot of relative strength. Even when the market sells off, this name just keeps pushing higher. So, I definitely think Apple is going to start pushing back into this 198 to 200, showing a lot of strength. Probably a bounce off of 196 looks good. Just a very, very relative strong name compared to the overall market. Amazon started a new uptrend after breaking this trend line. Think we could get a retest of this 182.7 area for a push back into, this recent high at 186. Anything back below this, probably room to 180. Keep an eye on that. Nvidia has its stock split on Monday. So this stock is gonna be the exact same chart, just a different price. So it's gonna be 120 instead of 1200, right? Or it's gonna be around 120, 122, something like that. Um, Overall, as far as the chart goes, probably be watching this level. And we just gotta see how we react, right? Nvidia's been super strong, literally just uptrending all the time. We'll see how we react to the stock split probably before I take any trades off this just yet. So I'll pay attention to the stock split and how we react to that. AMD's been bullish as well. We've held this 160 area of demand multiple times. And then the area of supply is like this area up here. So we're in the middle of a range for AMD still. And I'd like to get a breakout out of one of these two ranges before really taking anything, before going long or short on it. The bottom and the top of the range is the areas that you could take trades off of. But for now, I'll probably just be a little bit patient. Meta from the watch list last week broke above 482. We got to push straight to 500. That was a really good trade. Here we have Google. That's been on the uptrend, and we're starting to get some type of rejection here. I'll be watching this trend line to see if it holds or not. And it also looks like an inverse head and shoulders. So if you guys look at this, we have a left here, we have a head, and we could potentially have a right that correlates with the left shoulder here. If I grab the zone, this is the left shoulder. So that if the right were to hold up, it would be around this area in confluence with that trend line. So an important zone to pay attention to here around this 173 area for a potential bounce back up into 178. Anything below that 173, I think gets us down to 170, 168. So I think this is I think I do like this setup. So definitely keep an eye on this one. And I'll give you guys a list of the order of the setups that I like. So SPY and QQ is always going to be at the top of the list. And towards the end, I'll show you guys which ones I like a little bit more. So Tesla's been really just ranging for a long time now, right? In between 173 and 182. We need to get a break out of one of these two levels, really like 187 up here, right? To be like fully safe. We don't want to take the break of 182 to 187 and then get rejected. It'll be a decent move. You just have to take profits quick. But I'm waiting for a break and retest out of one of these two levels to really before I really start taking trades on Tesla. Netflix is one that I really do like. This is a clean head and shoulders. As you guys can see, we have a left here. We have the head and then the right around this area that failed to hold above the left shoulder. Can give us a move back down to 628. Anything below 628 probably give us a room back down to 610. So I think this is a good setup that I do like. I'll be keeping an eye out for that 650 area to reject again. If we get there, anything above like that 657 will invalidate. 657 would invalidate. So just something to keep an eye on. Roblox still has a gap to fill above like this 36.5. If we're able to hold above this previous demand, then this should give us room to 38, 39. It's another side watch. Snapchat for small accounts, anyone who's trading a small account. I do like the setup. It is flagging and holding the previous earnings high, which was here. And we have a strong bullish candle. If we break this trend line, we should push to 16, maybe even 17. Probably trade that with time. Like I said though, we do have a lot of data coming out this week. Swinging anything is kind of risky. And yeah, it's gonna be the Sunday watches, just keeping it short and simple. Probably gonna be a risk off week for me. Um, just made like 10K in the past week, in the past seven trading, in the past five trading days, really. Um, so probably just be a little bit risk off with all the economic data happening and just wait for a little bit more direction this upcoming week. Other than that, oh yeah, I did just drop these hoodies. You guys do want to check them out. If you guys feel like the Sunday watch this helps you guys out and you guys want to show some support, I did just drop these hoodies. I'll leave the link in the bio. So, and it's also on my Instagram _Lex Trades. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys all have a great trading week.